Hello, guys. This is Reggie with A Team Appliance, and coming at you with a video. Coming at you with a heavy heart today because I had this video was inspired by a comment I saw on a Facebook group I'm in. The guy is asked a question about, I guess his marriage is kind of on the rocks because of his work life imbalance. So I kind of want to address that. I've been married uh, for going on 9 years now, and been through that, and I just want to, I guess, um, put my experience out there with work life balance. This was my number one motivation to actually be in this, actually to be an entrepreneur, because I know entrepreneurship, you don't have to report to a building for 8 hours, and you don't have to, in most entrepreneurships, you're the boss, and I mean, sometimes you do have to be somewhere at a certain particular time, but it's on you. If you decide not to go, yeah, you may lose some money, but you're not fired, like you would if you had to answer to someone. Um, so um, I guess let's address the business point of the business part of it first, and then we'll address the actual marriage and people and family part of it too, and then we bring it all together. So, as far as this business, appliance repair business, flipping business, when you first start off, there's going to be a huge imbalance. It's just like it's investing, right? So there is money involved, but the biggest equity you're using is your time. So you spend a lot of time. It's like if you start a business, if you own a restaurant or something, you got to pour a lot of money into it. Like, you just don't say, hey, I want to open a restaurant, and all of a sudden you get a check from the idea. You actually spend it. You give a check. You don't get one. And with this business, you spend your time. You don't get time. So you put in a lot of time to you invest a lot of time to see the results, to bear the fruits of it later on down the line. And the side effect of that is you losing time with family. You may miss baseball games. You may miss things because a lot of times you're trying to figure it out. And the good time, this is 2020 right now. And the good thing is so much content on YouTube to give you direction. Now not all the information is good, not all the information is bad. But the information is there for you to filter. Um, so that's just wonderful, man. Because when I started off in like 2010, uh, full time committed to doing this, and there was YouTube videos to help with instructions and stuff like that, but it wasn't as much content as it is now. I remember I used to probably follow like two or three guys. That was it. Now it's like unlimited amount of everybody sharing. Which is a good thing. So you've got that guidance to help shrink the startup gaps that you'll face at the beginning. Um, so with that, you've got to start off smart, right? So you don't want to get caught up in projects. You don't chase the money. I think that's the biggest thing that's a time robber is chasing the money. Case in point, if you're flipping appliances and you get a super even for free or cheap deal on a uh let's say a Bosch. Okay, let's say that. Let's say it's a Bosch wash machine. You're new, like, right? Those things are for to me expert up levels. Because they're a pain in the butt to take apart. The parts are, if sometimes hard to find. And you gotta know what you're doing in those, But if you're new, you're happy, excited because it's a pretty machine. You think, oh, I can sell some, and you spend all this time on it, and so you waste a lot of time compared to if you got like a Whirlpool direct drive, easy to fix, cheap parts, quick flip, and so you'll learn that lesson at the beginning. So that's the business part of it. You want to maximize your time and don't get overly enthusiastic on trying to fix everything. Um, and so when it comes to your family, now with your family, you've got to have a conversation. You've got to be enthusiastic. Share your enthusiasm, especially with your wife. Even if she don't know what the hell you're talking about, share your enthusiasm with your wife. Oh man, this business, boom, boom, boom. Like today I fixed this and this what happened now and this, you know. And a lot of time, I know women, they love the communication. You know, even if it's like something they don't care. You know, at least you're talking to them, they're happy, somewhat. But time, man. Like my wife was on me a lot about time. I feel pretty blessed to have a wife that's very understanding. Because even like it was times she'll say things like, "Oh, I wish you could have went, you know, to the pumpkin patch with us and the kids, you know." But I know you had to work, so I'm glad she added that because a lot of people wouldn't be understanding. I guess you know, guys or women, whatever. Uh, a lot of spouses wouldn't be understanding, and they wouldn't put that "but" in there. But I know you had to work, so you can have a house or roof over your head, you know. But as guys, be careful with that. Don't use that as ammo to justify not being there, not giving your wife what she wants as far as time and you know, companionship. Because I know we get caught up sometimes with, hey, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this so you can have a roof over your head. I'm doing this so you can drive a nice car. I'm doing this so we can have a future. I'm doing this so we can put our kids go to college. You know, yes, but that doesn't erase her needs. You know, you can't, you know, she people, if someone, if your spouse needs you, like you're together for a reason, you know. um and if she wants you for companionship, you can't say, oh, let's put the companionship on hold so I can make money for us. That desire in her doesn't go away just because you have a good excuse. So that's where the phrase work life balance comes into play. So the problem is, the progression we go through is we'll say, okay, let me try to be home. Let me try to take Wednesdays off so I can split the family. But the problem is, you work and you grinding 6 days a week, and then you take Wednesday off, and your family gets the leftovers. They get, you know, after the business and life that beat you up all week, you take Wednesday off, and you're like, you're not yourself. You're tired. You're cranky. Um, and you're giving your family the leftovers. You know, you gave it all to the business. You gave the business the best of you, and then the people who are important to you, the reason why we're doing all this, they get the crap. They get the tired you. They get the cranky you. The kids get the yelling you. The wife gets the, you know, uncompassionate you, or you know. So let's be aware of these things. Let's embrace them and let's fix them. And the fix comes in with compromise, right? So as you get further along in the business, you'll raise your rates, and you'll say no to a lot of, you'll say no to people, you say no to a lot of work. Because first of all, you put a value on yourself, like, okay, that's not worth my time anymore. I used to do $100 repairs for like Whirlpool washer and dryers because they were easy fixes and it's quick money. I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. It's not worth my time. You know. Um, I'm at a level now, like, you know, I still got a $60 diagnostic fee. I thought about bumping that. I don't know, but I'm at a point where I don't do cheap work no more. I did when I first started. You kind of got to, because you're trying to just feel your way out. You know, you can't be a rookie and then want to charge, you know, experienced tech prices. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. You know, you learn shortcuts. You learn how to, like, the other day I changed a pump on a Samsung washer, front load washer, and in the past I would take the whole front off. Now I've learned how to go underneath, grab the pump, and take it off. And you know, it took me like all of like probably 15 minutes, where in the past it'll take like an hour. Um, so that balance, man, comes in. So okay, so let's get to the point. The point is, how do we fix this? I don't have the answer to that, but I know a road to the answer will be, for me, I don't schedule anything after 4 p.m. because that, so if I don't schedule nothing past 4, I get home probably like 6 because I'll have something at 4, 4:30. It takes a little longer, whatever. I'm behind schedule, whatever, and I at least get home at 6. My goal is to get home at 5, but I usually get home at 6. Um, I don't work every day, you know, on repairs like out in the field. So that helps. There was a point I did, and I was home, you know, I was just grinding every day. But set the goals. Now, don't tell that to your wife. Don't tell your wife, because what happened is you'll say 4. You'll schedule on the past 4. She's gonna think, okay, you'll be home at 4. You're like, no. Like if I schedule something, my last customer, the worst case scenario will be 4 o'clock. I'll be at your house to fix your machine. So you want to under promise and over deliver, right? So under promising is I wouldn't tell her 4 to say, hey, I'm gonna try to come home earlier. Don't give a time, man. Don't do that to yourself. Get home earlier and have a day off during the week or a half day off and take weekends off. Take weekends off. Getting a flipping, that helps. Repairs, it's probably harder to take weekends off because when your customer is home, that's when you have to repair things. Or you can always take off a few days during the week if you need to work weekends. Take those days off. You can always maybe start earlier, or just pack your repairs, or just pick and choose your business. Pick and choose your repairs. Also, economic getaways, right? There's like, I'm in Georgia, man. Georgia has so many like public parks that are just nice. You can go and just, the kids playing on the playground, be at the wife at one of the picnic tables. Camping is super cheap. Um, Camping is a super cheap activity. It makes you focus, and it's actually nice going camping because it forces you to turn your phone off, which is actually a relief. You can, with me, I've trained my customers to text and it's not call, so now I'm not on the phone all the time. I'm at dinner or something like that. Or, I'm not answering the phone and hearing about somebody's emergency situation because their dryer went out and they don't have towels. So, even if you guys got any other suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments. But yeah, just try, man. You just remember, as men, we try to use the excuse, "Well, I'm doing all this for you," is the your last words before your divorce. So, it doesn't remove the need that your family requires from you. There's no excuse for it. It's this your family needs you. So, in summary, um, work in time to be with your family, even if it costs you money. And if you say it's hard to pay bills right now and to take time off, cut back your bills. Eat at home. Uh, buy parts off Amazon instead of going to OEM all the time. Amazon parts are good. I mean, there's some crap Amazon parts, but there's also some crap OEM parts. Um, you know, get used machines, and and start parting out your machines so you can save on parts. There's ways, man. Put it this way: where there's a will, there's a way, and your family needs you, and we got to start focusing on putting the same energy we put into our business into our family, and stop using the excuse, "I'm doing this for you," because and as a man, sometimes it feels like, well, if I was broke, you wouldn't want to be with me. If I was broke and spend all the time with you, you tell me to go to work. If I work, you're like, oh, you're not spending enough time. I know it's hard, man. It's hard to satisfy them, man. I completely understand, but we've got to do better. We've got to be conscious of it, and feel free to leave comments. Anybody else got something to say about the subject? And man, let's keep marriages strong. And that's one thing that makes a society great is families and marriages. And the one thing that takes down a society is lack of family. The attack on men, and separating a man from the family, and that's a whole nother subject. But let's keep our marriages strong, and let's just be aware that we need to sink as much energy into our marriages and family as we do our business. This is Reggie with A Team Appliance.